Okay, guys, and we're back for hashtag after church. This is part 3 of taking ground. In the last video, it was about consecrating the ground that you're going to take, that you are wanting to take. And this one is about getting grounded and getting grounded the right way. Just a little background. One of my goals this year was to get more involved in church. And I said, God, you know what? Send me more Christian friends. But also I wanted to get more involved. I wanted to be able to pour into people and have more people pour into me this year. I felt very isolated last year, partially because of my own doing. I'll admit that. I'll admit my faults. But partially that was just a rough season. And this year my church started this thing. First, I heard about it at my young adults ministry, 3D, about building community. And like when he said it, I was like, that's on my goals. But it's us getting into these 5 big groups, and we meet on Sunday nights or Thursday nights and just talk and pour into each other and pray with each other. And I love it because it invites intimacy, and I desire intimate relationships around me. Like I love that. I feed off of that. I love being able to pour into somebody and see them and have them pour into me and see me, to be known by someone. We desire to be known by someone. It drives everybody. It's why we settle for shallow relationships. It's because we desire to be known by someone, whether we realize it or not. And I do. You've heard the term "show me your friends" and I'll show you who you are. I'll tell you who you are. It was show me your friends and I will show you your future. I think a lot of people, I myself am going through a season where, you know what, some people are going to be pushed to that outside circle and cut out of your life right now. Not in a bad way, just because they can't go into the season you're going into. They were for that season. They were for that time, and they are not going into this next season with you. And it's not a bad thing. You can love them from a distance. I've been saying this for like 3 days now. You can love them from a distance. That is not bad. That is not bad. That is not bad. That is not bad. I heard this once, and it has resonated in me ever since. We are to do everything we can to be at peace with everyone, but not necessarily partnership. You don't have to be buddy-buddy and have that person in your pocket, in your inner circle, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to. You can push them to that outside circle and love them from a distance, and that's just fine. Eternity is on the line at the end of the day, and you can't have somebody in your life that is stopping you from your purpose. That's not an excuse that's going to cut it in heaven. Like when we go up there and we're going to get judged that day, that's not an excuse that's going to cut it. Well, God, I didn't want to cut them out. It made me feel bad. No. It's okay to love them from it. It's not bad to show people the door. You know, I think that when you have a hard time doing that, you have to ask yourself, okay, am I living for this person's approval, or am I living for God's purpose? And you have to decide. You have to make a decision. I found out, you know, that in some cases I do that. And I'm like, it floors me when I realize I'm doing this wrong. I got to cut this person away. I have to put some distance between me and this person. And when you go into these next seasons, God is going to be trying to bring people into your life that are going to sharpen you, and you're going to sharpen them in turn. Are you willing to cut off wrong relationships to conquer, to take ground in right relationships? Because, like an example is, you know, how so many, you know, singles want to get married. And God can't, you know, God is not going to bring you your future spouse, one of his children, one of his own, for you to treat like one of these friends that you have bouncing back and forth. What God has called you to do, you know, isn't just for you, it's for the people around you. And they have to be the right people around you. They can't be just anybody. I can't sit up here and have a friend with benefits and then try and talk about purity to somebody, because I'm not living it myself. That doesn't make sense. And God is looking at that. He wants you to have the right relationships around you so that he can bless you, so you can be a blessing to those people. The environment that you surround yourself with will impact what ground you take. If you're surrounded, and sometimes the reason that you can't take that ground is because you're surrounded by the wrong people, and God is like, you got to cut them out. You got to cut that out before I let you enter into this promised land. Because you're not going to be able to do the work that I want you to do. So, no. I'll wait. The reason that we can't take ground sometimes is because we surround ourselves with people who don't want to take ground. You ever had a friend like that? I have. And you know what? That boils my blood. I love asking people, what drives you? What makes you mad? What makes you angry? What makes you cry? What is it that wakes you up in the morning? Because that fuels me to be able to talk with people about passions and wanting to pursue those. And when I hear somebody who's just like, I'm like, okay, so either I have to help you figure out what it is, or we can't be friends, because that's just, it's disheartening. It's not, especially when they're a believer, that is not faith. Like, for you to sit there and not have a goal, to not want to figure out your purpose, you're just good with day-to-day life, paying bills, waking up and dying later. No. Oh man. And I honestly thank God that either the people, because of my passion for that, have found their passions, or he has taken them completely out of my life. Like, has let them fall to the wayside. And I've let him. Like, God, you know what? I don't know what the purpose of this relationship is, but if it has none, let's get it out of there. You don't want to surround yourself with people who don't want to take ground. And it's completely frustrating to think, man, I want to get closer to God, and all the people around you don't. They're fine with being, and this is a phrase that I am about to seriously coin, #dead battery Christians. Like, Christians that have no power, Christians that are fine with being depressed, Christians that are fine with never leading anyone to Christ. What? Oh, man. Christians that don't want to take ground. And God, He's trying to surround you with the right relationships. He wants you to be surrounded with the right relationships, with people who want to take ground, with people who want to pursue Him with everything they've got. And here's something we all fall for occasionally. Good people can steer you in the wrong direction. I've had Christian friends who've given me completely dumb advice, completely just bad advice. And I at the time when they gave it to me, I just wanted to ask them, did you pray about that before you said it? Like, I have to correct myself, because I naturally want to be a big sister to my friends, because that's my role in my household. And I'll ask God, you know what, God, what do you want me to say? Because if you don't give me any words to say, I'm just going to be there as the listening, as a soundboard for them. But if you don't give me words to say, I'm not going to say them, because I don't want to lead them in the wrong direction. It's very easy for us to, as Christians, because we naturally want to help. And sometimes we get so caught up in that we'll say stuff that God did not plant there for you to say. It happens to everybody. What or who are you spending too much time with that's influencing you wrong? Too much time with? I will give you a very good example. I've been asking God for the longest to help me with a friendship that I have. It was someone that I was attracted to. Like, I was like, man, I think I would like to date this person. And the relationship got to the point where I was spending so much time with this person that they were invading my thoughts, like, often, way too often. And I told God, I was like, God, I have allowed this to separate me from you, and I need you to fix it. And He has. Like, and I've been a little slow on the take. Like, He has allowed some distance there between me and that person. And at first, I was fighting it. I was like, what is going on? And then, like, God was like, Kiana, trust me. Do you trust me? And I was like, you know what? I do. And I'm consecrating this relationship to you. I'm allowing you to do whatever you need to do, God. Whatever kind of friend I need to be to people, help me to be that friend. Not the kind of friend I'm thinking of, not the kind of person I'm thinking of, but the kind of friend or person you want me to be. And it's gotten immensely better. So I would ask you to take that question very seriously. Who or what are you spending your time with? What are you grounding yourself in? Because if it's not a godly relationship with godly beliefs, a godly friendship with godly beliefs, you can't take ground. You're going to be grounded in the wrong stuff. You can't take ground and have a terrible foundation. It's just not going to work. And I would say to make sure that the people that you are grounding yourself in a relationship with have the same godly beliefs as you, because your belief is going to become your reality. And if the God in you is not bigger than whatever is in them, that belief that they have is going to become your reality. Godly relationships are in godly places. When you're pursuing, asking God, I want to have more Christian friends. Are you going to church? Because I'll admit that was a little bit of my problem. I was like, oh, I don't want to go to this adult group. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go. But how can I say I want godly friends and I haven't even done that part of the work? Like, I haven't taken any steps through that door. Make sure you're looking for them in godly places. They're not in clubs. They're not in bars. They're not in any of those places you shouldn't be. They're at church. They're in Bible study groups and all that good stuff. They're not going to be in clubs and parties and kickbacks. So stop asking God, God, where are you? Well, he's not in there. You're not going to find anybody with your beliefs in there either. One of the beliefs, and it's a funny thing. I find myself at my lowest point saying this to myself, like singing this to myself like a child. Yes, Jesus loves me. And this is a song like everybody on earth knows. Yes, Jesus loves me because the Bible tells me so. And I would encourage you to make that your key belief. I literally find myself saying that underneath my breath at the oddest moments. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Because your belief, like I said before, your belief will become your reality. But your belief is going to either produce boldness or intimidation. If you have the wrong belief, no, God doesn't love me, then you're going to be too intimidated to accept when he gives you something, or to go for him when you need something, to go to him when you need something. Or it's going to produce boldness. And you're going to think, you know what? Yes, Jesus loves me because the Bible tells me so. And that's going to give me boldness. And I can go to him when I need mercy. And I can go to him when I need forgiveness. And I can go to him when I need purpose and love and prosperity. I can go to him boldly. I can enter into his throne room and take it. You've got to be grounded in godly relationships and godly beliefs. Like, it's so important to have that community around you. The devil loves to isolate us. He loves to pick us off and isolate us. He loves that. He will get you to thinking, man, no, I can't be like those other Christians. I'm not as good as them. Or I'm better than them. That's another one. Or, just, what, the sins I've committed, I'm too ashamed. I can't. And allow you to withdraw and get quiet and isolate you. And God is saying, no, I want you around other believers. I want you in my flock so they can build you up. So when you're deciding, thinking, I can't do this anymore, you have somebody there saying, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You know what? I'm going to be right there with you fighting through the storm. I'm going to pray with you in this storm. One of the things I had to tell one of my friends is, he had gotten distant, and I said, I can't fight with you if you don't tell me what's going on. I can't fight with you. I can't pray for you if I don't know what's going on. The devil loves to isolate us, so you've got to open your mouth. My sister had to tell me this at the beginning of last year because I was getting depressed. I actually forget what the reason was. But I was withdrawing, and I openly told her, I'm withdrawing. And she said, you can't. The devil wants you to do that. Kiana, don't. Whatever it is, talk to me, talk to mom, talk to your girlfriends. You have to talk about it. Post it on Facebook, but you can't withdraw. The devil will pick you off. Best advice my little sister has ever given me. And I encourage everyone to do that. I encourage you to do that, to take those leaps, to make friends with people who love Jesus just as much as you do, or just as much as you want to not withdraw, to not isolate yourself, and just stay in a community that is pursuing Christ, because it's so important. It's so important. So I hope everybody enjoyed this hashtag after church. Please feel free to respond with what you spoke about at church, or what your pastor spoke about at church. Any questions that you have, all my information is posted at the bottom. And I will see you guys next Sunday for hashtag after church.